A leading Bahamian historian calling for the restoration of some of the country's iconic lighthouses and landmarks. Deputy Chair of the Antiquities Monuments and Museums Corporation and Associate Professor of History at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Christopher Curry, says while these historic symbols are an important part of our cultural heritage, they serve as important navigational and aerial guides to our coasts.
Lighthouses are powerful symbols of hope in our country, which is, of course, the largest Atlantic world archipelago. And so they protect our waterways. The hole-in-the-wall lighthouse, South Abaco, protects the Northeast Providence Channel. Bird Rock Lighthouse on Crooked Island protects mariners from that rocky shoreline. And it, of course, basically is the lighthouse for the Crooked Island Passage, which is a deep waterway in the southeastern Bahamas. So what I'm trying to show you is we have to have an archipelagical points of interest that I think could be considered for restoration.
There are presently 12 lighthouses in the Bahamas constructed by the British between 1836 and 1887. These historic symbols were used to facilitate the safe use of the Bahama channels for shipping lanes. The growing interest in heritage tourism has given rise to the preservation of these historic Bahamian landmarks. A few of the lighthouses are well-known tourist attractions and seem well-maintained, but many others are isolated, rarely visited, or in poor condition.
Many heritage sites, ruins, plantation ruins. We have monuments. I think of the salt pillars, for example, in Little Exuma. I think about, you know, the relics that we have in terms of ruins. I'm going to call them ruins. This may be controversial, but we have the imperial lighthouses all across our archipelago, and most of them are not operational anymore. And yet you think about the fact that we are an island people. We are islanders in the stream, in the sea that surrounds our islands. And the lighthouses were such an important part of our history. And actually they speak to our identity. They provided hope to people, and they are iconic sites. I'd love to see at least 5 or 6 of them restored fully. We have the Hopetown Lighthouse is probably the most iconic, the candy stripe one. And it is the last hand-wound lighthouse in the world. And it's still operational. In fact, the story goes that when Hurricane Dorian came through and completely flattened Hopetown, the residents made it a priority to get that lighthouse back and running and the light restored. And that became a beacon of hope.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.